Alright, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is, "This is the power Elon Musk has. O'Leary loves the very contentious plan to cut spending." And guys, if you've been following along, Elon Musk plans to cut basically 30% around there. And that would be a little crazy, right? But, alright, I'm down for it if you guys are. But alright, let's go and check it out immediately, see where this takes us.
Would you have to do recess appointments? You're saying yes or no?
My view is we want to do this the regular way and give the Democrats a chance to work with us on getting people in place. But if they become obstacles,
they're going to be
obstructionists to moving these along, I mean, we're going to grind them out on the floor of the United States Senate.
The brand new Senate Majority Leader, South Dakota Senator John Thune, speaking on the President-elect's nominees. And to talk about that further, we have Kevin O'Leary, O'Leary Ventures Chairman. Kevin, great to see you as always. So talk to me about this, particularly with RFK Jr. You are a businessman. You're an entrepreneur. How do you think about investing in this space if you have someone like RFK Jr. who comes in and upends the snack space, upends the big pharma space? What does this mean for people like you?
It's going to be intriguing.
Well, I always try and figure out who is this person, because I think he is going to get
a lot done.
He's going to be the manager of this space, and I think people are saying, "Oh, he's controversial." Yeah, he is, and I think that's what the space needs. I met him in your green room, just a few yards away from you.
Shameless plug.
When he was running for president. I had no idea what a highly educated guy this is. I mean, he was really interesting. And my take on him is very rational person. He doesn't believe in vaccines. And I have people in my office that are the same way. They didn't take vaccines. I took everyone I could get. We're both still alive. So that's a controversy there. But the thing that I really liked about him, people should think about going through this confirmation process, this guy actually cares about what kids eat. And I'm into that now. I'm into longevity. We eat a lot of crappy food.
Oh,
we
terribly.
eat too much sugar, too much salt. This is very pragmatic stuff. So if you're appealing to a mother and telling her, look, I'm not going to ban potato chips. I'm not going to ban sugary sodas. But I want to educate people as to why they shouldn't eat them. And I think that's a great mandate. I'm all for it. Get him in there. Shake it up. I love this idea.
They've certainly appealed.
All right, guys, really quickly. So many of you guys know or don't know, guys, I live half the year in Spain, and I can definitely tell you, I really don't change how I eat, regardless of if I'm in Europe or if I'm in the United States of America. But the only difference is that I generally lose weight eating the same things, in Europe versus the United States of America. I think the food that is just, that generally proliferates, everywhere, right? In the United States of America is absolutely just fattening, high in calories, excessively sugared, high fructose corn syrup versus like natural cane sugar. There are in fact issues here. Okay. So if anyone is going to come in and can actually, do some type of meaningful change to the United States of America, I think that's a great thing, specifically when it comes to getting some of the, overly processed nonsense. There will be some things going forward, hopefully, that start to spoil faster. You know what I'm saying here? That's a good thing. Okay. But hopefully, if he can actually enact some type of serious change, that would be absolutely amazing. I think it would be to the benefit, not the detriment, of the United States of America, guys.
Killed to mothers like me, and Jackie for sure is on the same page as I am too.
Oh, 1,000%. I think that there was a lot of likability there with women voting for Trump because of some of these potential picks, and it was kind of floated that RFK would be one of them. But Kevin, while we have you, Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, they are shaking things up in this new Department of Government Efficiency. Gary Cohn was on the Claiming Countdown yesterday, and I thought he brought up a fantastic point. It's been something I've been thinking about. Will they be incorporating AI into this efficiency and not just firing people, but getting machines to do more? Listen to this.
Go ahead.
Here's where you're going to get the money. You're going to get the money by making these organizations more efficient. You're going to invest in technology. I don't think the federal government has invested in a lot of technology. I don't think there's a lot of AI in the government. I don't think there's a lot of high-end computing in the government.
That's a good thing, though, at times.
Modern technology to make the government more efficient and cut down on the administrative cost. Administrative cost is huge in the U.S. government.
What do you think?
Right. So because of the 30% cut, basically in general off the top, to kind of attempt will make a solid attempt to mitigate the deficit that we're kind of going through. AI could in fact help a lot of these situations, but we do in fact still need the human element in things. So if there are 10 people in a room, we need AI in like 2 people in a room. If that's the case, then I'm down for it. But just the overall like dismissal of every single person in a certain agency, I'm not sure that's a great idea, because we still do in fact need the human element to kind of give some type of oversight. And if you want to see that example, YouTube is one of these things. They basically removed all of the human element from what you see. So if you're seeing this, then that means you most likely recently seen another video similar to this by all definition, if you're seeing it. At one time, the human element would basically say, you know what, you have this person subscribed to this channel, so we're going to guarantee a notification sent out to that person. That's just not how things work anymore. That was a human element versus artificial intelligence. And if you guys have been on YouTube for a long enough time, then you kind of understand what I'm saying here. When your favorite influencer or favorite YouTuber randomly disappeared from your feed, this is what happened. They went to just straight machine learning. There definitely still needs to be some type of human element in anything that is going to be basically dominated by some type of artificial intelligence, guys. Just a thought, though.
Kevin?
Yeah, I saw that interview. You know, most people's criticism of this appointment is saying it's just consultants and they're just pointing fingers at waste. No, it isn't. It's different this time. Let me explain why. Elon has his own network, 1 billion people watching him every day. He's the largest contributor to his own network, X, formerly Twitter, as we all know. So here's how this is going to work. Let's say they identify a cost-plus contract. These are egregious contracts. You know, maybe in Massachusetts, you're building a bridge to nowhere, you're spending $2 billion. He'll focus on that. He'll show you why it's a waste, and then he'll start to shame out Elizabeth Warren or somebody else to millions of people online, squeezing her head in front of her own voters. I love this idea. Now, it's going to be very contentious. That's the power he has. He doesn't need to have legislative power. He can squeeze from the bottom up. Your senator, your governor, your manager is wasting your money. Here's how. I'm going to remind you about it every day until you make her change. Love it. I love it.
Yeah, the power of a megaphone, Kevin, I think is very real here. I got to ask you about this. So you're our energy guy. I was
keep that in mind. That could be good and bad, though. He is in fact not an elected official. But let's continue.
Definitely team Doug Burgum for energy secretary. I thought that would have been great for that space. He didn't get it. He got interior secretary. But as I thought more about that, there's a lot of relationship between interior and the permitting that has to happen to use our natural resources. What do you make of that?
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea.
I'm kind of with
regardless,
you.
As long as he's there.
I was a supporter of Burgum because I work for him in North Dakota. I manage a lot of entrepreneurial money there. I think it's a great state. But if it's not energy, interior is good because I want to open up the ANWR. I want to use that to reduce debt. That's part of the mandate there. And he wants to use energy to solve problems in America, to reduce inflation and also bring more cash against deficit. I like it. You know, it's sort of, to me, better than nothing. He's got a full mandate and he's got some power here. He is a fantastic entrepreneur. Remember what he did. He was part of the Microsoft team. He's a tech guy, loves energy, but he also understands the environmental issues. This guy is pure gold for the administration. I think Trump knows that.
I like the idea of what, absolutely, I agree with him here in this instance. But keep this in mind, guys, this definitely is just a Band-Aid. But it will definitely give some temporary relief to the overwhelming majority of Americans and specifically business owners while it brings actual, like, tangible the inventory costs down exclusively. Again, but this is just a Band-Aid.
We love to get your thoughts on sort of the investing landscape as well. You've talked a lot about how President-elect Trump has sort of saved entrepreneurship, right? Bringing back investors and people who believe in innovating in this country. What do you mean by that?
What I mean is remove the roadblocks is the key. Now, what happened here was the big decision. Are we going to go in the different direction? We decided to go towards more of the typical strategy of lower taxes, more innovation, less regulation. the market is really liking that. But for small entrepreneurs, what you need to do is remove regulation because they can't afford lawyers. They can't afford publicists. They can't afford lobbyists. And I think that's what Trump's going to do on a federal level. And with this interior thing with Bergen we just mentioned, maybe he'll open up some land for housing. That would be good too. There's a lot of opportunity here, and the market senses it. Plus, he's pro-crypto, pro-digital. I'm loving it. You know, I'm a policy guy. I love the policies ahead, and I'm investing according to it. I think the whole world is doing the same thing. Now, there's a lot on his head right now. Trump's going to really have to deliver here, but I think that's why he's shaking it up with some of these more controversial proposals.
Real quick on crypto, Kevin. Obviously, we saw a huge run up. Now we're seeing some, a little bit of a bounce down. It seems normal to me staying in that range. I think people are still pretty bullish on it. But how are you? How do you look at it?
I am bullish, and the reason I'm bullish is the more it gets brought into the traditional regulatory environment, and the rumor on the street, and I've mentioned this before, is the CFTC, a commodities regulator, is going to get more power on crypto. So we know the direction now that the SEC is going to change. Maybe Gensler's not around in the future, and it's more CFTC. That means if I'm an institutional investor and I want to buy a 3% weighting in Bitcoin in my portfolio, I have to do that. And I'm agnostic to the price. I'm going to hold it for 10, 12 years. And there's going to be a lot of demand, and that's why this particular digital asset is moving ahead so quickly. Going to be volatile, but I see it over 100,000 maybe by the end of the year. I'm in that camp, and I own it, and I'm long it. And I think it's great.
We'll have to see if Anthony Pompliano, who we have coming up in a few blocks, agrees with that statement as well. I have a feeling he might. Kevin O'Leary, thank you for joining us.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, when it comes to like that, I am definitely in no way any type of financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion on things. Don't come at me in the comments, okay? In terms of Bitcoin, I mean, do I think that it's going to move up? It will, in fact, move up over the next couple of years, okay? Now, a couple of promises that were made, specifically during the election, they sounded good, right? But I'm not sure how that's going to actually work. Because there are a lot of institutional investors, specifically when it comes to housing. We kind of want more people in the country looking for houses, okay? Because it's based off of the overall rule of supply and demand, our assets, and they will shoot up to the sky. So if we start basically getting as many people out as humanly possible, that kind of, brings down the supply and demand a little bit slightly. And then our assets, specifically like land assets, house assets, start to actually, go down in price. That may not be the best thing in the world, right? But if you are giving out some type of free money, meaning lower interest rates, 2-3%, there will be a lot of people running into, the banks and getting as many loans as humanly possible to buy more property to basically, build out their portfolio, right? There'll be a lot of people refinancing, HELOC loans and all types of just absolute, crazy financial, products basically being used. These are all basically Band-Aids. I'm highly against, even though I'm someone who cares a lot about the interest rate. Okay. I don't think it should be lower. It needs to be higher, bro. Right? We need to suffer. And that may sound crazy, guys. But we need to go through some things before things can get better. People just to stop spending. Okay. Stop doom spending immediately. Okay. I mean, I want the interest rate lower for like selfish needs, right? But I think for the overall benefit of the entire country, bro, like I know they can't drop it. If the minute they drop interest rates, the asset prices, specifically like houses, oh my God, bro. If your house is worth 4, you're gonna be selling it for like 7. Something tells me if you drop the interest rate down to like 2, 2.5, 3, bro, every single thing is gonna get more expensive. Why? Because now people can actually qualify for those again. You get what I'm saying here, guys? You're making 100,000, you could probably qualify pretty close at least. 150 household income, with like a 2% or like a 1%, 1.5%. Oh my God, guys. Yeah, all of these everything is going up. Every single thing. That's kind of where I forecast. But in terms of like Bitcoin though, it's interesting. It's definitely going to go up. but then it's definitely going to kind of go back down. But it is definitely going to go up. So as long as you kind of get out at like the correct time, right? I think things will basically be fine. But again, this is just my opinion. Don't listen to me. I don't know nothing. I'm a random guy on the internet, right? Absolutely like investing. I absolutely own multiple properties. I rent out multiple properties, guys. I own a couple 100 acres of land in random places. So like I move around, right? In the financial sphere pretty often. But again, just my opinions here, guys. Don't listen to me. I'm just a random guy on the internet. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.
Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.